right, so speaking of 90s,
Yeah.
what is your favorite 90s song?
Oh, my favorite 90s song. I don't know. Because I don't know if it's actually, well, it probably is 90s. Juicy. Juicy is one of my all-time favorites. The one playing right now with Brandy, I Want to Be Down is a good one. Anything Monica, anything Usher made in the 90s, all good music. You know, Miss Lauryn Hill, like we got, what a time to be alive.
So speaking of what a time to be alive, Asia Wilson was very complimentary of you recently. She said that when you have a coach like you are,
Yeah.
you're destined for greatness. What do you think about that? What do you think about
It's A is such an amazing person, first and foremost. Not just her talent on the court, and then coupled with her talent on the court. So, it's definitely an honor to hear her say those words. I had the pleasure of being able to coach Asia, and I think it's just a testament to the time that I spent there and spent with those players.
coming from All-Star break? What, as a coach, do you actually get a break? Do you take a little time off?
Yeah, you have to. You need a mental breather just as much as the players need a mental breather to get away and not think basketball 24/7, 365. It's a good time for us as coaches to recharge as well, because you can be stuck in the same old routine, be stuck in mud and just be going with the status quo. But I think when you can get away and breathe a little bit, you come back with a renewed a freshness about trying to tackle the second half of the season. So I hope that the assistants were able to do that. I know I was able to do that. And I think it's it'll be helpful as we, go for this push in the second half.
I want to ask about a little bit about playing into Minnesota. What have you seen from Diamond Miller's development so far?
Yeah, well, she's been hurt for a little bit, so it's been hard. And to be honest, like, you watch games when you're trying to prepare for teams, but if they weren't on our schedule at that time, like that wasn't my focus. You know what I mean? But the one thing I say, I think she's exactly where we thought she would be. She's contributing on a team that's rising right now. Her athleticism is something that, you know what I mean, is super special, a special skill set for her. It seems like Cheryl's allowing her to play through rookie mistakes. And so because of that, she's only going to continue to get better. Having the opportunity that she has right now in Minnesota. So I think, she's going to just continue to get better throughout this year and throughout her career.
You guys have an opportunity to go for 7 straight tonight.
Yeah.
What did you say for the team ahead of tonight's game?
Yeah, we sort of are looking at it as a reset. Like the first 20 games have gone, they've happened, they're over. There's nothing we can do about those. And so, great for us that we were able to get, some 6 games at the end of that first half, but now we're ready and focused for the start of this, right? So this is the start of our second half, and that's what's most important. So it's not trying to tag on the end of and continue to tag on. It's about how we start right now as we move into the second half of this season. So just really just focusing on that and areas that we think we need to improve on to continue to get better and rise throughout this second half. Yeah. Yeah, we haven't had a lot of practice time, but I think prior to what I saw about Illy is just a good basketball player. Super solid basketball player. Illy is somebody who obviously can stretch the floor. She's played with the French national team, so she has some experience of playing in big games and different things like that. And she's just a good basketball player, understands the game of basketball, has a really good feel for things, can stretch the floor and shoot it, has good size. And so all those things, we liked when we looked at Illy. But we liked them, Dan and I liked them in Vegas too. So we're excited that we had the opportunity to bring her.
Coach, right? So I'm sure you saw all the content of Ryan and Leash, like distributing the goggles and different players wearing them. When are they going to get you to wear the goggles next time?
Oh, these don't count as goggles?
No.
These aren't good enough? I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with the prescription glasses.
And then,
Um,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Glad they had fun though. I'm glad that they were enjoying themselves and they had a good time there.
And then I wanted to follow up on just like taking a break and then getting back into the routine. Like, was this game similar to previous preparations? Like, were you still able to watch film?
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, I mean, we had 2 days to prep for this game after All-Star, and that's a typical, that's a typical WNBA team having
yeah.
2 days or sometimes even 1 days to prep. So it was a luxury that we had 2 days to be able to prep and get ready for this game. So we business as usual. Once all the festivities were over and we're back and we're ready to practice, where our focus now is the second half of the season. So I thought that they did a good job of coming back, enjoying their break, but coming back ready to tackle the second half of the season.
Awesome. And Minnesota, like they ended the going into the All-Star rough, but they had a 5-game winning streak before there. What are going to be some keys tonight in pulling off another victory?
Yeah, I think the catalyst and all that has been Fee. She's just been on a tear, putting that team on her back and playing really good, solid basketball. Picking and choosing opportunities to be aggressive, understanding that she has to be aggressive. But I think that their supporting cast has done a really good job too. I think Lindsay Allen and her play, just solid point guard play, running the team. I think she had a stretch where she only had like 2 turnovers in like 6 games or something crazy like that, which is just like amazing. Solid defensively, you know what I mean? Getting Diamond back obviously helps them. And then K-Mac is K-Mac. She's going to knock down shots. She's going to be smart. She's going to communicate. So I think they're just doing a really good job of putting things together now. Sometimes it takes some time, you know what I mean, to get used to new looks and different things like that. And they've had some new looks. They've had new people come in, a lot of rookies come in, and different things like that. So they're, they've been playing really well these last few games. And, we have to be ready. We have to be on our A game. Because we understand that this is not going to be an easy game at all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, coach. So as mentioned before, Asia Wilson gave you guys a lot of props. And when you hear comments like those, does that give you some type of extra motivation from here on out?
No, not any extra motivation. I mean, I had the pleasure of coaching A. So we obviously have a rapport. Being there for 2 years, like we coached in the bubble. I coached during the bubble, and everybody knows how crazy the bubble was, and how intense the bubble was. And I had a year of coaching her in Vegas as well. So we have a rapport, and she has respect for me, as do I her. A ton of respect for her craft and what she does and the time and work that she puts in getting better. So it's definitely appreciative. But it's not an extra motivation. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna do my job regardless. I'm gonna prepare the same way, and just show up and do what I'm supposed to do as the head coach for the Dream.
Also, I know it was a proud moment for having 3 players represent you guys as
Say that one
all-stars.
time.
I
Say
said,
what?
can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I said also, it was also a good thing to, have 3 of your players represent you. I know that was a proud moment. But were there any other moments that stood out to you during the All-Star game?
Really just watching them just enjoy themselves. Anytime that they can go out there and put smiles on their face and have a joy for the game is really special. Each of them, there's a lot of players in there that I've played against, obviously, some that I've had the pleasure of coaching as well. So to see them enjoying that moment was really special. And then obviously having BG back is super special. What the W went through last year, not having BG around, and just the players, I know a lot of them emotional, mentally, tough on them, war on them, but was able to get through the year with that weighing heavy on them. So having BG back in the All-Star game, visible to our fans, to her peers, I think that was also a special moment as well. Good. Yep.